Hi, good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Ádám Balázs. I'm from next door, from the EPAM office. I'm a DevOps engineer there, and my domain mainly is cybersecurity, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Let's check the agenda. First, there's going to be an introduction of myself, just a little bit about myself. Then we're going to talk about what cybersecurity is, how your day is going to look like if you are into cybersecurity. Then I will show you how you can get there, what career path can you take, what certificates do you need, and how can you achieve what you want in cybersecurity. And then we'll talk about how artificial intelligence is modifying the cybersecurity landscape. So, as I said, my name is Ádám Balázs. I have a little bit more than 12 years in IT, most of it in networking, and the other half is in security. As I said, I work at EPAM as a DevOps engineer, and those are my certificates. So I have security certificates in multiple cloud providers. I have a Cisco CCNA, which is a very well-known network certificate. And then let's talk about our very first topic on our agenda. I think most of the people who are nowadays into cybersecurity, at some point they have encountered a TV show called Mr. Robot. I'm pretty sure that some of you are familiar with the show, but maybe just saw some memes, but you saw at least a few episodes of it. And I think it's very appealing for everyone that guy is very cool because he's hacking some bad guys' phones, he's taking down legal corporations, his social engineering skills are stellar. So you want to jump straight into it and you want to mimic what he does. The very first steps are pretty straightforward. As you can see in the TV show, he's working with a Linux operation system, Kali distribution, and that Kali provides you with something called the Metasploit framework. And in the Metasploit framework, you have certain tools that you can use to hack systems, hack mobile phones, hack applications, hack databases, and so on and so on and so on. But in order to make use of those tools, in order to make use of your social engineering skills, it's very important to have a very good, very solid foundation. And when I'm talking about foundation, I'm talking about networking, I'm talking about operating systems, I'm talking about databases, cloud, programming, scripting languages, and so on. So what cybersecurity really is? Actually, cybersecurity is just a group of practices, a group of manners that you can use to provide your data, provide your digital entities. And in order to do that, you have certain domains in cybersecurity. You have infrastructure security, you have network security. If you work with cloud, then you have a cloud security engineer working with you. Information security, which is about protecting your intellectual property. So what means is, let's say, retina scanners when you enter a building, when you enter in a huge server farm, for example. And of course, nowadays, mobile security, because everybody's using mobile phones, tablets, and so on. There are many different roles in cybersecurity. I'm pretty sure that the ones that you have heard about are ethical hacker, or maybe cybersecurity analyst, or a red teamer, blue teamer, and these sort of roles. And let's a little bit fold these out. So first of all, the cybersecurity analyst is someone who's mainly sitting like 7-8 hours in front of a screen and looking at data, looking at certain charts, diagrams, logs, and trying to figure out if those logs, if those alerts are positive or false positive. So he's deciding whether if there is an intruder trying to the system, trying to hack the company, trying to steal money, data, customer data, whatever. So that's a cybersecurity analyst. Then, as I said, you have red teamers, blue teamers, and purple teamers nowadays. Blue teamers are the ones who are trying to protect the company. The red teamers are those people who are hired by the company to try to hack your company. Because by doing that, they will exploit your vulnerabilities. They will exploit whether you have very weak passwords, if your applications are secure enough, whether if your developers left some passwords in the code, so stuff like that. And nowadays, as I said, you have purple teamers, which is like they're like a medium, they're like a channel between those two teams. And purple teamers, usually after they get back the results of those attacks, they sit down with those two teams and they discuss what they did good, what they did wrong, how they can improve. Then obviously, as I mentioned, you have ethical hackers, which are at the top of the food chain. Usually ethical hackers, they have the best knowledge in all those domains that I was talking about. So that's, for example, what Mr. Robert is, so what Elliot is. He's an ethical hacker, and he can use different motives. He can use very good motives to save the company, to protect the company. But sometimes you have ethical hackers with very bad motives, with trying to commit a criminal act, trying to commit a political act, trying to commit fraudulent attacks. So when I say that, I mean steal money from a company. Other roles like cybercrime investigators. I'm not sure about if we have them in Hungary, because usually they work with the police force. So I don't know. But if you are interested in cybercrime, to be a cybercrime investigator, then you can contact the police force, and they can tell you that which certificates do you need or what trainings you need to have to be there and work with them. So it's also a pretty cool job, actually. And you have DevSecOps engineers. We are working usually with the DevOps engineers, and they're trying to make the software release pipelines more secure. So they inject their small tools, their automated tools in the software release pipeline, which are automated. So every time when a new release, a new patch, a new bug fix is out, that's already went through that tool, which is checking for these vulnerabilities. Cybersecurity is it's very important. As you can see by the numbers, the estimated value of these attacks by 2025, it could be more than 10 trillion US dollars. So companies are actually spending a lot of money to hire cybersecurity engineers to work with them and make their company safer. So if you are really interested in cybersecurity, I think there is no better time than nowadays to jump into it, to learn about it. As you can see, there are more than 3 million jobs which are not filled in cybersecurity. So there's a good chance that you can fill one of those roles. So how your day is going to look like as a cybersecurity engineer. As you can see, it's a cybersecurity playbook. So most of the times when you realize an attack, when you see a malicious intruder who is trying to hack your system, or when you just see an anomaly or a defect in your ecosystem, then you are going to check one of your cybersecurity playbooks, and according to those steps, you will take actions. Or if those steps are not good enough, you will improve the playbook and you will fill the gaps from that attack. So usually, filling out these playbooks, documenting these playbooks, that takes hours. So it's pretty boring job, but you also have to do that. The next one, this takes even more time than creating the playbooks. You will spend a lot of time in the terminal. This is a Linux terminal, and I think somebody's trying to, somebody's using the John the Ripper. John the Ripper is a password cracking tool. So if you have a good, powerful computer with, let's say, I don't know, 10, 12, 15, 20 graphics card, then you can use this program to crack passwords, because you need a very powerful computer to make these calculations. And the next one is what I was talking about: these charts, these diagrams, and all these logs. So as an analyst, you would be sitting in front of the computer, or in front of, I don't know, many computers, like 6 or 8, showing different figures for you, and you are looking for anomalies, you are looking for malicious attacks, and you take action according to it. So probably the most important most important slide for you at this point, because you're in the university and you are trying to figure out which path you want to take in IT. So cybersecurity career path, how does it look like? What you cannot see on the slide is the foundation. I assume, because you are at this faculty, that you have a solid foundation in IT. So you know what a server is, what a mobile phone is, what Java is, what a router is, what a DNS server is, how does it work, what is HTTP, how does reverse proxy works, and so on and so on and so on. If you don't know that, then I'm pretty sure you will at some point learn about it. So that's one thing. The next very important thing is scripting programming language. What we use in cybersecurity is either Python or either Golang. I don't know if you've heard any of these languages. Probably not. The good thing about these languages, they are probably the easiest to learn and the easiest to read. So you can crack out code in Python after just learning about it in days or in hours. It depends on your experience. But I highly recommend learning Go and learning Python to further carry out in cybersecurity, because you will be writing a lot of scripts, like hundreds of thousands of scripts during your career. And without scripting, without a programming language, you are going to cope. Whether if you are a security architect, whether if you are a junior pen tester, you cannot make it. So you need to learn. And nowadays you have YouTube, you have blogs, you have GitHub, you have these free resources to learn these languages and to practice these languages. The next one is networking. For networking, I would highly recommend, if you don't have a good learning path here at the university in networking, then I would recommend looking into beginner certificates like CompTIA Network Plus or Cisco Certified Network Associate. These certificates give you a very good foundation in the networking field and make your life much easier, because even if you know how to use any hacking tool, if you know how to write a script, you still don't know whether, if you are looking at a port number, which is 53, that is for a DNS server, if you don't know that, then you're not going to be able to choose the correct payload, you're not going to be able to take over that computer. So networking is quite important. Even nowadays, when you probably will be dealing with cloud technologies, so all your servers, your routers, everything will be happening in the cloud and not on-premise, the networking foundations are still the same. So subnetting, IP addresses, all this kind of stuff, you just need to know. The next one that I mentioned already is Linux. Linux actually a distribution. So if you fancy Kali, then you learn Kali. If other distributions you are familiar with, then learn those. The file system will be the same. Kali is just has these built-in tools, what ethical hackers like, what cybersecurity engineers like. I also put Windows here because actually nowadays it's a must to have a good knowledge of Windows, but not particularly the whole Windows ecosystem, but Windows Active Directory. All the Fortune 500 companies, they use Windows AD. So if you want to work with them, they will ask question about how does Active Directory work, what can you do with that. So that's also another important tool. The next one is probably the first, where you're going to have some fun, finally. It's called Capture the Flag. There are lots of Capture the Flag websites on the internet. Some of them called Pico, TF, some of them called it's Hack the Box or Try to Hack Me. These are free. You go on these websites. You have you can take lessons first if you want. They have certain modules for networking, for Linux, for whatever. And after that, you get a mission, you get a task. For example, you have this website. We have hidden a vulnerability in the JavaScript or in C#, and you need to find it. If you don't know how to find it, then they provide you answers, they provide you solutions. Obviously, for the easy missions, you always have this solution. So you can compare what you know, what you want, what you need to learn. And when you capture the flag, you get points, and you can compete with your friends, you can compete with other people on the internet, and also by this you are learning. So it prepares you for the real life, what you will do when you will finally get there to be a cybersecurity engineer. So I recommend using either Pico TF. That's the easiest, and then if you are familiar with the whole structure of this capture the flag tools, then you can use Hack the Box. And also, it's very funny because when you go on an interview, sometimes they even ask you if you have an account in Try to Hack Me or if you have an account in Hack the Box. You give them your account, they check what you've done already, and they make a decision based on those. It's the same thing. If you have a GitHub account, if you have your small projects, your pet projects back home, it doesn't matter what they are, but you are working on something on your own back home, not just what you do here in the university. It's also a good starting point when you want to get a job. Certificates. Yeah, so certificates are listed in two main categories. Vendor neutral and vendor specific certificates. Vendor specific certificates are usually handy if you know that that company is only working with a certain, let's say, cloud provider, for example, with AWS. Then, of course, you want to take an AWS, which is an Amazon cloud provider. You want to take an AWS security certificate because you know that HR department will be filtering the candidates by what certificates they have. The other big list is the vendor neutral certificates. These are probably more important certificates. There is this company that I already mentioned. It's called CompTIA. CompTIA has certificates for security. It's called Security Plus. It has certificates for pen testing, for penetration testing. So if you want to be that person who's going to get hired to hack a company and tell them, okay, this is wrong, that doesn't work, then obviously you are going to be one of that person who will take a pen test certificate. And the last one, the shoulder work, that's something that I've already talked about. Your GitHub account, your Hack the Box account, your Try to Hack Me account. I don't know if you ever heard about these websites or, yeah, probably not. So yeah, I encourage you to go home or even here. You can download it on your phone. I think Hack the Box has an application. and you can see what I'm talking about. They even have these walkthroughs. So if you don't want to start on your own, you can just go to YouTube, you Google that, let's say, first mission in Hack the Box. And the person who has already completed it, they will tell you how you can hack that website. The next big topic is artificial intelligence in modernization of cybersecurity. Well, AI is already there. It's been there for a while, actually for decades, but people often confuse it with machine learning. And machine learning is a subset of the AI. So machine learning, what you use it for, to analyze big data, and that machine learning algorithms, those programs, will teach themselves based on those data, based on those experience. AI is the bigger umbrella. So that's unfortunately it is still not there to be used on an enterprise level. So for your homework, for your studies, yes, I encourage you to use AI, because without it, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make the cut, because in a few years it will be a must to know AI. And what we use it for nowadays, it's as you can see, investigation, identifying, reporting, and researching. So let me give you a very simple example. You work at a company and you type in a URL. And the URL goes to a domain, that domain goes to the IP address, and that IP address is pointing to a file that you want to download. But that file that you are going to download, it has a malware in it, so it's a virus. And usually what an antivirus software does, it just burns that file on your computer, but nothing else. When you use an AI, that AI is going to detect the whole path. So from the moment you enter the URL name, it's going to track that through the DNS, through the domain, through the file, and it will make decision on that, at which point it got affected, and what actions it needs to take. Next one is identifying. As I mentioned that, you will be looking at bytes of data throughout your day, which means really thousands of logs, like tens of thousands of logs, and using AI to detect anomalies. Let's say a person using someone's account at your company hacked into your system, change the share code of your Windows, and downloaded some client data. Usually, it would take hours to recognize these mistakes, but using AI, it can learn that pattern, and it can alert you immediately. So literally in seconds. And the report part, obviously, we have reporting tools nowadays. They are pretty good. They are based on machine learning. But using AI, we can enhance the usage of it, because what I just mentioned in the investigate and in the identified part, it will be automatically aggregated. The information will be automatically integrated in those reports. And the research part is, that's what I would call like when you use ChatGPT to talk about, I don't know, your essay, your day, or you want to, I don't know, come up with a new code, a new script for something. You can have these chatbots in your computer when you are, let's say, a security architect, and you don't have time to call a meeting, to call an hour meeting and discuss that attack. Then you can just talk to this ChatGPT, to this chatbot, which is trained to your ecosystem, to your company. Then you can discuss these things with that chatbot. And I think that's all from my side. So if you have any questions, then I'm happy to take those.
I know you said you can go read about it, the whole try hacking thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to that website, are we using it in terms of you're hacking me versus on that virtual machine, or are you hacking my computer?
No, hacking your computer. Just you are familiar with ephemeral virtual machines, so they only exist. While you are doing the hacking. So after that, it's gone. So it's like it's never been there. But you can also hack your own computer. So if you are using VirtualBox, so you can install VirtualBox on your computer. You give a different IP address to that VirtualBox virtual machine, which is running on your own computer, and you can also hack yourself. You can hack your, I don't know, your flatmate if you if you don't like him. So it's your choice. Yes. Is it what was? So what does it do? Service with my computer and server that provided the script that is provided by the community, and about 15 minutes this photo that is planting on the left hand windows, and even after this 3 seconds, also even in office, I can be office. I just know that. Well, actually, at enterprise level, for us, it's very important to use those tools which are approved by our security architect, by our chief technology or chief security officer. And usually we use tools provided by Microsoft, so like Sentinel, or we used to use Splunk, but not anymore because it's gone. Or we use vendor-specific tools. So let's say in AWS, we use CloudWatch and these kind of things. Of course, at home, as I said, in your pet project, in your mini project, if you venture around and you figure out more of these tools, how they work, it's just your own benefit, because when you're at an interview, you'll be able to do that. I did it on my own. I did my own research. I played around with it, and I found out this and that, and they just love it. So you're welcome. Yes. Can you recommend any tools for red purpose for example that are used? I get it into reverse engineering. Can you recommend that? Reverse engineering. What you want to reverse engineer? Malware. So I would want you to recommend me that, but I could. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's called Intern Junior Penetration Tester. You're welcome. That's it. Any other platform? The ones that I told you, Hack the Box. So in Hack the Box, as I said, the editor modules. So if you're not interested in Linux, if you're not interested in networking, but if you are more interested in reverse engineering or defending against malwares or any other malicious attacks like cross-site scripting or SQL injection, then you can just check those modules and you will get your missions based on those modules. You're welcome. Well, I think it is about time. So, yeah, thanks for your attention. And if you have some more questions, then you can find me in front of the door. Thanks.